It's the 2017 season, and we're back. Now, we're going to go outside for a quick hour run. It's going to be pretty easy, pretty light, just going out there, focusing on form, trying to make sure we have some nice turnover and we don't slip and fall because it snowed this past weekend. It's slippery, it's icy out there, and it's like 10 degrees, so it's going to be freaking cold. But we're going to get out there. We're going to do this run. It's going to be a good way to start the day.
Once again. Once again.
Freezing outside. Freezing. Things were literally freezing. This thing's like covered in ice, but good run, good run. A little over like 8 miles. Solid way to start the day, solid way to start the season. Yeah, it was all around a good run. Time to get ready for work. Start this week off right. So I wanted to take a quick second and recap the 2016 season I just had and how that's kind of building up and has led me to my choices for my 2017 season, or the plan that I'm going to take for this season and what I'm trying to do. So really quickly, for those of you who don't know, I want to outline what I did in 2016 and kind of where I've come from. So for the past 2 years, I've really taken a deep dive into endurance sports, everything I want to talk about, everything I want to do. 2016, the first half of the season, I was focusing on Ironmans. 2 years ago, that's what got me into these longer races, endurance sports, the draw of Ironman. So in the first half of 2016, I started off with the Kinetic Half Ironman down in Lake Anna, Virginia. It went really well. From there, I was building my training up to the Mont Tremblant Full Ironman, which was an unbelievable race. Mont Tremblant is beautiful. The weather was gorgeous. And then day of the race, it's like torrential downpours and a hurricane. I honestly thought I was going to kill myself on the bike going like down these huge declines at like 50 plus miles an hour in pouring rain, not being able to see anything. It was just like, hold on, pray to God that you don't crash or hit somebody or slip or anything like that. But, you know, it made for a pretty ridiculous race, but it ended up being, you know, really awesome and kind of showed me a little bit about myself that, you know, conditions don't have to be perfect, and I'll still go out there and do my best and, you know, do everything I can. And, you know, you just can't control those things on race day. So that was really the first half of the season. So I was doing a lot of, you know, swim, bike, run up until that point. In the back half of the season, I switched more towards running. I actually started my foray into ultra running. Started off with a Ragnar relay, which with a bunch of my friends down in Maryland and DC. We did the DC Ragnar relay. I ended up taking some of the longer legs, so it totaled up to like 30 miles for me. For the team, we did 200 miles in about 36 hours. If you haven't done a Ragnar relay, I highly, highly recommend it. It's super cool. They have a ton of different ways you can do it, but the team aspect, going out there and running, I mean, the whole community feel, it really couldn't be cooler. It's an awesome race. And doing those longer distance runs in short time frames, since it was broken up into 3 legs, was kind of my first step towards doing this more ultra style running. Previously, the longest I had done was a marathon, so 30 miles in 36 hours. Probably splitting hairs there a little bit, but it was a step in that direction. After that, I ran the New York City Marathon, going for a PR. Previously, the fastest I'd run a marathon was 3 hours and 43 minutes. I was going for 3:15. Go big or go home, but not quite sure I ever had a 3:15 in me, but I figured I was gonna go for it. Felt really good, really strong until about mile 19, and then the wheels started to fall off a little bit. I held on, and I was able to come in at 3:28, which is still a 15-minute PR for me, so it was awesome. And the New York City Marathon, another race that it's incredible. It's probably one of the coolest races in the world. The amount of people that are there, you get to run through the entire city. It's so cool. I'd highly, highly recommend it. And then I did my first ultra marathon. So I did the New York City Marathon, and then 2 weeks later, I did the JFK 50 miler. Now, in hindsight, it was probably not the best move. I probably should have had more rest in there, but it was just something I wanted to do and I wanted to complete. So there wasn't really any lofty goals about time or anything like that. It was just experience it, figure it out, and get it done. And that's kind of what I did. I realized pretty quickly into the race that I didn't have a lot left in my legs after the New York City Marathon. Probably like 10 miles in, I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of hard. I just don't have the juice in my legs. Didn't feel fresh, felt heavy, felt sluggish, but I was having a lot of fun out there, so it was okay. It was just, making sure I kept my expectations in line. For those of you who don't know, the JFK 50 miler is down in Boonesboro, Maryland, goes up through the Appalachian Trail and down the C&O Canal. It's the oldest ultramarathon in the United States. It's a super, super cool race, really well run, awesome people, just an incredible experience. I met so many cool people in the ultra running community. I met a good group of friends, a Louisville gang. Shout out to you guys. You kept me going through that race. Not sure I would have been able to push through it without you guys, so that was awesome. Also met someone who had done it, 45 or 47 times or something like that. It was ridiculous. I definitely wouldn't say I excelled through that, but I really enjoyed it, and I struggled. It was really hard. It got to a point where it was almost 70 degrees, and then it dropped to 32 degrees, and it was hail and rain, and it was freezing. So at one point you wanted to take all your gear off, and then by the end of the race you were like, yo, give me a jacket, give me something. There's hail falling down. I don't even know what's going on. And all the people who were there who were helping out, the volunteers, the directors, everything like that, they did a fantastic job. All the bystanders, it was 50 miles, and you were still seeing people kind of the whole way, and it was really cool. They were spaced out, but there was nothing better than coming into an aid station and having a crowd there cheering for you. It was just awesome. And in that regard, special shout out to the people who come to my races, came to JFK 50 miler, my parents, my brother, my sister, my friends. You guys all support me throughout these races, and it means so much more because of that. So I was able to finish the JFK 50 miler in just under 12 hours. Like I said, it was absolute struggle, brutal race, but I loved every second of it, which of course got me thinking, maybe I need to dive further into this ultra running world. So for the 2017 season, I'm going to work in that mold. I'm going to try to build myself up as an ultra runner. We have some plans that we're kind of putting into work. Once those are finalized, then I'll talk about that a little bit more. But the point is, this year is going to be directed towards ultra running, and I'm super excited about it. I'm pumped to get started, and it's going to be definitely a new challenge for me, a new experience. But there'll still be a ton of swim, bike, run, because big believer in cross training. Since I've been cross training, I've been relatively injury free. Knock on wood there, but. Yeah, so I think so that's where this is going, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to try to make it, I'm trying to give you guys as much insight into what I'm doing training-wise, how I'm organizing this all into my schedule, and how I'm, kind of building my life around this. But yeah, I'm excited to share. There's going to be more coming, and this is going to be awesome. So yeah.